1 a.m., 2 a.m. streaming the other night. It must have been an intense session. And I was like, oh, no, just left it open. My B.
Oopsie.
But that was like a 4.5 hour session. It was super long. All right, it is encoding frames. We are set to go. Oh, I should probably take this off my webcam. Hello and welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is the Gladiators, episode 12, Saga 1 of their campaign. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight, and everything you're going to see is live storytelling. We are playing in a homebrew world of our creation. It is Ilderon. You can Google search it. You can read more about it. If you're new here, please don't type in the YouTube live feed. Very hard for me to read that. Jump into the Discord, the link of which is in the description of this video. And finally, if you're under the age of 14, this content is likely inappropriate for you. So consult your parents, and parents, don't yell at me, please. And thank you. Tonight we have a full party minus XV, whom I will be controlling tonight. And otherwise, everybody else is here. Let's hit up the recap of last session. I think last session's recap is super duper easy. So if you are just jumping in with us, last session was the 25th of Noble. The party went to track a giant creature, a lizard that had been consuming farm workers. A lizard that has been consuming farm workers and has been eating all of the fruit of the orchards outside of Soromangan. On the island, the party was paid to track it down and kill it. Other people had been trying to lead this thing away from the orchard, and unsuccessfully, it had kept returning back to the orchard. As to what it was doing there, or who kept sending it back to this orchard, the party is unaware. They encountered the giant lizard after tracking it and navigating around the traps that were set for it into the center of the orchard, upon which it was lounging in the sun on top of a farmhouse. The creature was gargantuan in size, bigger than the farmhouse, as the farmhouse was almost just like a little sun rock for it. As Brewbark stepped forward to try and calm the creature and ask it to leave, the creature stuck its tongue out to try and eat Brewbark, upon which the party charged it. After thrilling combat, the creature eventually keeled over and died. The party was successful in killing the creature. In the in-between time, the party was able to raid the remains of the farmhouse, since it had long been since abandoned. I gave the party 1 loot point for just the general things they were able to find from the farmhouse. We are going to pick up a couple... Let's pick up, an hour and a half after that. You guys have searched down this orchard. You guys have searched down this farmhouse. The creature is slumped on top of it. As you guys are searching through the farmhouse, you hear the ceiling of which start to creak, as the creature has been lying on top of this house dead for a little while. Very, very intelligently, you guys step out of it, and the farmhouse finally bends and bows under the creature's weight as it collapses inwards, and the corpse of the creature has crushed the rest of the house. The party is all together. I think I still have that combat grid drawn, so I guess I'll go to it for the few who weren't able to join us for last week, so you can kind of see where you are at outside. Otherwise, it is, I'm going to say it's heading into the late afternoon, moving towards, it's not sundown yet, but I would say in another hour, you guys are going to be looking at the start of sunset. Uh, what would you like to do?
I want to investigate the body some and see if there's any signs of what it may have been.
Okay. How do you want to do that? Are you just going to look over it? Or are you doing like a medicine check? Or if you describe to me like how you investigated, I might be able to recommend a check that's more appropriate.
I think I'm going to kind of look at mostly at like the anatomy of it and see if there's anything that might lend a clue to what it was, if it was humanoid beforehand, or if it was like previously a dumb wizard that got turned into this monster.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a medicine check. I'll allow it as a nature check if you want. Either would be appropriate.
Medicine's better for me.
Okay.
I have a 5 for medicine, 2 for nature.
And before I take this roll, Chris, you said something for mouth.
Oh, I was just saying why it was there. Like if there was any like signs of like fighting or anything like that.
So if you're
like if it had been pushed out of its territory.
If you're investigating this too, roll me an investigation check looking around this thing.
Oh, that's not going to be good.
All good for Melise. All right. Okay. So, Brubart, you don't have advantage on this, so I'm just taking the 15. And as you look up and down this thing's anatomy, you are going to notice around its joints there are strange fusions of flesh here with scales. Like, it is a scaled creature, but it's got scales that seem to be aquatic of whatever has caused this creature to be. You're able to determine it's definitely not natural, as it is some sort of magical chimera. That said, for Melise, as you are looking around, trying to figure out like maybe if there's any telltale signs on like this creature's body or the traps that has caused it to be here, it's just kind of really hard to get a bead on it with, you know, all the rubble.
I barely
of the
see the
farmhouse.
giant thing that's in front of me.
Yeah, it's like, hey guys, where is it at? And it's like right there. No, that's the rubble of the house. Where's the creature at? It's like, okay, face palm.
You trip over it, you land face first and say, ow, it's hurt. And where is it?
Oh. If he's doing too badly at that, C's will walk up to the creature, grab its tail, and like smack Melise with it. It's right here. Can you see it?
I'll point out to the rest of the party this kind of change, and I'll also say that like this probably was some other type of creature before this, and maybe it's magically changed. And let someone smarter than me maybe use that info, or it might come in handy later down the road.
XV will make an intelligence check. I'm going to give it to her as a history.
Oof.
XV isn't going to speak up. Instead, she'll speak into Brubark's mind and say, "There's stories of sea spirits as to what they actually are.
With my history check,
Always
would
been
I
stories.
start saying these saying bigger?
You know what? I'll roll you a percentage die. Because Brewbark doesn't remember his past. You ready for PTSD flashbacks? Brewbark, for a second, you remember a horrific tempest. In that tempest, your ship being tossed about just like a stone on these waves that were cresting the horizon, rising almost 20 feet over the ship, having to guide your ship in ways to stop, your mast from breaking off as they crashed over the ship. Crackles and lightning, and in the waters around you, you just remember seeing these angry forms of humanoids swimming around you, and the sea itself being angry. You can't quite place the memory, but yeah, you do remember and recall stories sailors tell of the spirits of the sea. They're very enigmatic, but some people confirm them. Some people try to confirm them, but it rather than sirens leading people to death, like in traditional sailor stories, like in the real world, in Ilderon, sirens kind of do the opposite at sea. If people die at sea, they almost play tricks on the body, investing new life into it, and sending it back to the land and stuff. The magic of the sea witches is a very strange thing that comes to your mind of just wait a second. You're not quite sure why or how you remember this.
I'm going to tell the party that I have a memory from my past life of being on the sea, and that there were these kind of humanoid sea-looking things that scared the crap out of me, and it was happening during a giant storm. Past that, I don't really know much. And my name might be Waylon.
When you say that, it feels almost fitting and familiar. Way low.
Layla?
Yeah, feels more close.
Epic.
All right. Does anybody else want to do anything with this corpse or with the information Brewbark provided?
The score.
I poke in the eye.
So, are we going to skin it or what?
Well, I think we should just drag the entire thing back to town. I'm sure someone is proficient in dissecting giant beasts, and I think that the meat and bones and everything could all be used.
Okay. And if people are starving because there's not enough mangoes, well, now they have lizard to eat.
Yep.
All right.
We could maybe even have a feast, and we bring it right to the mayor's front door.
So Melise is gonna
we
strap
probably,
himself onto strap in and start pulling.
we probably could just tell them that it's here, and we don't have to drag it all the way into town.
Well,
Dramatic. We're one for dramatic. We're one for dramatic. How much cooler would it be if we literally just like dragged it to the front with the entire crowd following us?
Right, and then say, "See us fight in the
that's
arena."
Gonna get us some fans. We're come watch us in the arena. We just saved your guys' orchards.
And here,
We
have a
should,
barbecue.
we should put our flag on top of it and
Wait,
drag
we have
it
a
in.
flag.
If
have
not,
a
we
flag?
should, right? Yeah.
Well,
I thought we had
we
it.
could just put a banner that has the name on it. You know,
We're not a country.
that would take time. I think we need to hurry up. Bringing them rotten meat's not very good.
All right, so big banner that says our name. Game on.
Sure, somebody go ahead of us and get it. Hey, Melise, here, help me tie this, tie a harness
I
for
have
this
extra
thing so we can
clothes.
drag it.
I thought I was going to help you drag it.
Why don't we all just kind of get a nice rope going and grab on?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just like tie one end around its, I don't know, neck maybe, and we'll all grab on and off we go, hopefully.
All right. Let's.
And your mascot, the bear, is at the front of it.
Let us see. Lay something.
Le drag. Le
All
barbecue.
right, everybody. I'm gonna need your strength scores in a second. So why don't you guys start looking at your character sheets to get those to me? Don't tell them to me right now because I'm just reading. I'm just reading how this is going to work. Because you can push, pull, drag at 4 times your carrying capacity, and I just need to see what you guys are, if you guys are able to drag this, and if I
please take into consideration. As a Goliath, I have powerful build as well.
True.
So I count as one size larger when determining my carrying capacity.
All right, 176. That is one of the beautiful things of 5e, and it leaves a lot of space for interpretation. All right, your carrying capacity is your strength score multiplied by 15. This is the weight in pounds that you can carry, blah, blah, blah. You can push, drag, or lift a weight in pounds up to twice your carrying capacity. Large creatures can bear more, so Melise is at 4 times, everybody else is at twice. Tiny creatures can carry less. For each size, double the carrying capacity. All right. So let's see. Everybody, go ahead and give me those strength scores.
You know I'm in the chat or what?
Either or. So
or you just go down the list asking us.
Yeah. 15 times 4. Okay, so good lord, Melise can carry can drag 1,020 pounds. C's is 16 times 15 times 2. C's can drag 480. I'm gonna have to write this on a paper.
Yeah, just multiply by 30 for everybody other than Melise.
Haha, that is true. And I wonder, I think I can just add them all together? No, I can't. Okay.
Yeah, that's not a strength
Wait.
save. You just press strength.
Yeah, let's see.
No, I hit strength, and that's what it.
Yeah, but that rolls. You just want to like type in
Yeah.
your score.
See, I saw.
I get it. You see the strength, you go clicky.
Yeah.
19.
That's what we do nowadays.
Oh, what's Tumbutu's strength?
16.
16? Alright.
No,
Oh, wait.
no,
So everybody who has
That's a roll.
Sorry, it's a 10. My bad.
Yeah,
My
okay.
strength is a 16.
Everybody who has 16, I can do this easy peasy. Alright, so 16 times 30 is 480. So the 16s are going to be at 480.
Minus 10, sorry.
Yeah, the 10s are going to be at 300. The 19s are going to be 19 times 30
It's 570.
equals 570. All right, so 570, and I said 1,000, 1,020.
20.
All right, so let's see, 570 times 2 plus 300 plus 120 plus 480 plus 480. All right, so how much is a ton? A ton is 2,000 pounds.
Mm-hmm. So 480 times 5 would be 1 ton.
You guys,
So
you guys get your ropes around this thing. Everybody starts heaving with the best of their.
question.
Yes.
are there any carts nearby?
Not that
Anything
could
we
handle multiple tons, most likely.
Oh, it's multiple tons?
Well, or even 1 ton.
Yeah, you guys are able to move this thing a couple inches forward, and it is exhausting. This thing weighs at least 2 tons as you guys are moving it. It's going to be an athletics check to see if you guys can drag this. And if you are able to move it, high chance you're exhausted by the time you get it back to town.
I think we could maybe coordinate this with a mild amount of...
Now, it's worth stating you guys are right there at your drag limit. It's you guys are at 3,420 pounds of weight.
420.
Well,
Like
if
a
we're right there at
horse-
the limit,
A horse, or like maybe a horse and one more person, and you guys got this. Like, you guys are
Okay.
tugging it and it's moving forward. It's just going to use everything you guys have got in order to do it.
Wait, isn't one of us missing, or did you already take it?
Oh,
XP.
yeah, I didn't take XV's into account. Let's look at XV's strength. Would XV even care? Alright, so 8 times 30 is going to be 240 plus 3, 420. It doesn't even feel like XV's tugging. She's
oh
not
wait
putting
a
her
It's
second.
back.
just adding on to the weight that we're trying to
Hang
drag.
on, hang on.
yeah.
Rhubark's bear. What size is the bear? Because that will
Medium.
add a multiplier there.
It's a black bear, which is medium.
Oh, can you get into a large form?
Brewbark's bear. It's a brown bear, which
Brown
is a
bear is
large.
large.
So
Brown
it's
bear.
4 times for Brewbark. If Brewbark shapeshifts, you guys can drag this thing back.
I already am a brown bear. I never changed back from the last session.
Yeah, we time skip forward an hour.
I will change back into a brown bear. I've got 2 changes with between long rest.
Well, actually, well, go ahead. I think you can hold it that long.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
An
mistaken.
hour is how long it takes. An hour is the duration of wild
Number of
shape.
hours equal to half your druid level.
Really
Yes.
interesting. Is that
It
a
only
circle
makes
of the
sense.
moon, or is that just
Nope.
regular wild shape? Okay,
Standard
I've
wild shape.
always used wild shape as an hour. The more you know. I'm learning about D&D more in these last couple of days, and I've learned this entire system. Okay. Yeah. So, Brewbark, if you're just yes, I am going to allow that in the future. Brewbark did on transform, so he could talk and communicate with everybody. But you do have that other wild shape you can use and go back into your druid form. So
I'll go back into it and be a big boy. And
all right, Brewbark,
Wait.
he gets the tuggy tug going. It's mostly Brewbark and Melise doing the work on this, but everybody else contributing. Like, Brewbark and Melise get enough to get it rolling, and everybody contributing gets this thing, like, it starts moving.
Just like with pushing a car when it runs out of gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Except not as mobile.
And you
I'm
don't
only
need
going-
somebody to steer.
I'm only going to use half my
It's a car-
pushing strength, though. Or
A
pulling
car with
strength.
no tires.
Yeah, that's fine. Timbuktu just trying to take it easy.
Really, yeah, it looks like I'm trying, but I'm not really.
You know, when I was
I'm
younger,
trying
I
to
used
growl
to,
a little bit at you.
I used to help my family
it's
move.
so big, we're not near each other. You can tell that. Like, it looks like I'm trying. I can do deception if you want.
Yeah. When I used to help my family move, I would be that guy when I was younger. Just like, I got it.
Ah, you are motherfucker. No, just
All right. So let's see. While pushing your dragon way to excess. Okay, cool. So it takes you guys a little bit longer to drag this back, but for the most part, you are able to do it. Heading through this orchard, dragging it back along the path, around the traps. You guys are going to get back to the outskirts of Soro Mangan. That said, there's no walls around Soro Mangan. Just once you get into the inner city, or once you get into the roads, you're just going to be dragging this thing along the stone paths. Everybody kind of eventually looking towards you guys as you make your way. Do you guys drag this to the center of the songs?
we should probably drag it to the butcher so that we don't have to drag it again.
I think straight up to the fortress is the game plan.
Up the hill?
Yeah, no, I'm not dragging this thing up too.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, so as you turn the path to head up the hill, you do see a butcher shop along this road. And I'll roll a percentage die of just like they're like people as you guys are dragging this huge monstrosity of a lizard through town. You know, people are coming out of like their shops and houses and just like watching. Eventually, you're going to see this lady. She comes out with like 2 meat cleavers
And a gleam in her eye. Good grief. While we're going through town, she's going, "Hi, we're paid in blood. See us at the arena."
I was about to say, I've got my popular demand, and I'm like, this is almost a performance. Like, they should be throwing money out at the street at us.
I'll assist him with that because I also am.
Yeah,
I think we all run that, actually. Just like we all have disguise
Yeah.
kits.
Yeah, I have popular demand as well.
I have no disguise kit.
Of course, when we actually get to the butcher, see if you could, make a speech about what we just did.
Well, the roll's on the chat.
Oh,
That-
23.
That is
Yeah.
spectacular. Good job.
So he jumps up on top of the corpse when we get to the butcher, and greetings, people of Soromangan. You've seen us fight in the arena, and that terrible monster that was terrorizing your orchard lies before you dead. By this hammer, holds up his hammer. We are paid in blood. You can see us fight at the arena later this week. Meanwhile, how about a barbecue? Who wants some?
A couple people a couple people are going to cheer. The butcher who stepped out of her shop, she's going to point and say, before you barbecue that thing, if it's not poisonous, I'll give you 5 copper for every pound of meat I can shave off of it.
Ooh.
Deal.
Well, hold on there. Let's find out if
Maybe
this
we
is
can
poisonous
negotiate.
or not, and let's figure out the rest. Otherwise, we're buying people a barbecue.
Upon hearing this, I rip off the chunk and go to you.
And seriously, 5 coppers a chunk?
5
5 coppers a pound?
times 1,000.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying that's a small amount, but what's the going rate for beef or
Meat?
snake or something?
It's like 200. It's gonna be like 200 gold.
Well,
So, as in somebody negotiate.
Yeah,
a chicken's
someone
worth
is
2
not
copper,
down,
so
Here,
I
buddy.
mean, I think that's a pretty good deal. A pig's worth 3
Come here.
gold, though. So
Yeah, well, if a chicken's 2 coppers, you can get a few pounds of meat off a chicken, depending on the chicken. So I'll go for. We're
Come
probably
here,
getting a
buddy.
good deal there.
So the question is
No.
how if it's like
Come here.
if it's like 2 tons, that's 3,000.
Come
That's like 4,000 pounds.
No.
And we say half of this is actual meat. That's actually 2,000 pounds of meat.
No.
So it's like 400 gold.
Come here.
That sounds good. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Plus
And
the
we
money
can-
we're about.
And the
And I
skin.
suggest we use
No.
some of that to throw a party.
No. Come here.
We get the skin.
You want
Yeah,
meat?
and get the skin tanned.
That's a
Because
lot of.
We
that's a lot
we
of-
all have matching uniforms.
Ooh, we could all have
Yeah.
What would
belts.
that be?
We could all
could
have
have-
belts and stuff. Or
we'd all have
shoes.
scaly capes or something. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out.
We all get billowing capes, and we all at the same time use a bonus action to billow on.
No. Chimera skin boots.
There you go. All right. Well, let's let her get to work then. If we're in agreement that 5 coppers is a good price.
Agreed. Can we
Uh,
help with it at all?
well, we're not butchers. Well, we are butchers, but not that kind of butcher.
Well,
Just let her work.
yeah. No, Cecil help and just say if you need me to lift something or whatever, I'll drag pieces into your shop or whatever you need for the time being.
I think some of us should go collect our money from what's his name?
Lord Mencius.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got
Yeah.
I've got an errand I've got to run as well.
I could go save us a spot in tavern.
How about you go find a tavern that's willing to cook it? Like the biggest one in
Yeah.
town.
And you can tell them to do taste testing, serve booze for the party. How about that?
I feel more comfortable if someone came with me.
That's probably a good idea.
I want to collect money more than I want to drink.
Yeah, I'm
XP
with you on that.
is happy to be alone. XP will accompany Tumbutu.
Okay. Thank you.
XP
Okay.
nods, saying nothing.
You
You guys like how
who's
well
on
I'm
the-
role playing Jordan's character?
Oh, you
Okay.
got him to a T.
Such a
Hey.
difficult character to get down.
Right.
All right. So Tumbutu goes to find a place willing to cook this creature. Zeeth heads off, I'm presuming, to the temple in the songs. And Melise, Brewbark, Regus, and Seas all stay to assist this butcher with cutting through the meat.
Yes.
2 of us, and actually I'm going to change back into my normal state.
Okay.
I'm going to say out loud that we should go collect our money. Who wants to go with me?
I'll go in case they aren't willing.
All right.
Well, I mean,
The
port lord
dynamic
kind of
duo,
agreed, so
Brewbark
it shouldn't be an
Regus.
issue.
All right, so Brewbark and Regas head to the Mencius Manor, Tumbutu to find a tavern, and Zeeth to the songs. While this, I'm gonna handle the group that is cutting this up first. The butcher specifically starts looking for glands, specifically glands that would be producing inedible or toxic or poison substances. As she is cutting into it, she is very confused. She constantly keeps murmuring about its anatomy, just like, cutting into one place and, helping her, holding up like slabs of meat, like enough that this is almost a meat cave. And just like, it's like a damn kidney? Where the hell is this? Like, is this a stomach? Why is this here? What?
Hey, hold on.
As she goes through.
There was some magical something modification or something that happened to this creature, I think. So it's gonna get a little weird. All right. You might want to just pull the slabs of muscle off, and then let's leave the organ meats alone.
After going about this for maybe 10 or so minutes of just not removing any meat, but just essentially dissecting this creature, she is going to be well enough convinced that there's like no poisonous glands on this thing. However, the whole time you guys are watching her, you're aware that like she does not understand this thing's anatomy. Upon which she cuts off enough like slabs and has apprentices coming out and carting it into the shop and hanging it and drying or draining it of blood. She takes enough, about half of this thing's weight in meat, which in total is about like 2/3 of like the available meat on this creature from it, and she's going to give you 100 gold for the amount of meat she takes off of it. And she's as she does, she's gonna say, "Oh, thanks. These cuts should make fine steaks. I can sell to incoming lords and traders, and the rest that doesn't get sold, I can salt and sell as jerky and rations."
Hang on. Is there no more meat on this thing at all?
None that I feel comfortable cutting. There is about, looking at this thing, there's about 1,000 pounds left of there's about 1,000 pounds left of bone, and about another 1,000 pounds left of flesh, like flesh, like stomach, brain.
So we're left with organ meats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which some people eat.
Yeah.
Some people love liver.
C's doesn't know anything about that kind of stuff, but he's a little suspicious.
Bones you could all...
Because that doesn't look like things people eat.
Yeah. Well, as far as like what she's willing to cut, I priced it for the pounds of meat she cut. She, pays you guys appropriately for her deal.
Okay. Well, I was kind of thinking we were taking some of this for throwing the party type of stuff.
There is enough left on here that other people would like eat, and it's essentially the dark meat.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we get to drag what's left to wherever's gonna cook some of it. Can we keep some of the stuff that she's cut?
Are you asking her that?
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're at least I was thinking, I don't know, we were gonna
like maybe
share this with some town people. Yeah, like, can we get some of that back?
Hand her back 10 of the gold and be like,
right?
Yeah.
Give us 10 pounds of meat.
Well, she'll
probably more than that, but
yeah, for 10 gold, she'll give you 100 pounds of meat.
Okay.
That's a pretty epic party.
She'll get a... How would she package this in a way Yeah, I guess
Paper?
she'll take like a clean piece of burlap, sack, get this like meat training, and she'll say, well, once everything's ready for cooking, it's all yours. And she'll display it in an area of her shop. You guys can functionally know you have 100 pounds of meat hanging inside of her butcher shop for you.
Okay.
In exchange, you guys only receive 90 gold,
Okay.
which gives you a good little discount for the amount of labor you guys put into helping her.
Yep.
So
Alright.
did we gain gold from this exchange?
Yeah, you guys made 90 gold.
So far.
Okay.
So far, let's wait to add it to our character sheet people after we.
Yeah. So far, by my count, we're getting paid twice for this job.
Which is exactly what we wanted in the first place.
I'm shooting for 3.
All right. So let's jump to Z. Brewbar Regus. Is there anybody that wants to be tackled first? Otherwise, I can just roll a d4 out of fairness.
Doesn't matter to me.
All right. Tubutu 1, Brewbar 2, Z3. Reroll on a 4. Brewbar and Regus heading up the hill to the Mencius Manor. I'll roll a percentage die of if word has traveled here yet.
Both or just one of us?
Both of you guys are headed up the hill. And stepping through the courtyard and into the busy bustling of the manor, I still don't have a picture for this lady yet, as many times as you have talked to her. You guys are going to come across Lord Mencius's number 2 in command. I believe her name is Gammer. Soromangan, what is her name? Rammer. You guys
Yes, I will.
you guys are going to come across Rammer, the wood elf, followed by that cloaked pale elf. She is talking to various people in the inside lobby here, and as you approach, she's going to turn and say, "The manhunt for the escaped criminal hasn't gone well. You came back late this evening. I hope your hunt fared well. Surely this isn't all of you that's left."
I'm gonna pull out some of the scales that got kind of stuck in my armor and I'm gonna say, "We killed the thing. We're all still here. They're down. They have the beast down at the butcher."
Wonderful. And she's going to say, what was it of our arrangement? 150?
I thought it was 2.
Yes. Lord Mencius said he would chip in that final little bit of gold. With that, she'll snap to the scribe she's talking to. The scribe's going to run down to the vault. A few moments later, they're up with a coin purse and a contract. With the contract, it's saying, where the funding's coming from, who's paying you, why they're paying you. 150 from the Farmers Guild of the Orchards, 50 from Lord Mencius's manor himself, for services rendered in slaying a creature causing havoc to the populace.
Holy crap! I just
Rammer.
was trying to bribe it up an extra 50. Shit, I didn't know it was.
Rammer, this is a cause for a feast, and we plan on providing the meat. do you believe that Lord Mencius would be willing to provide some of the fixings and sides? We could really increase the morale of the town.
Actually, let me roll a percentage die. She's going to shake her head and say, Lord Mencius is only interested in dining with the finest of Soromangan's populace.
Well, he wouldn't have to
Lord
be
Mencius.
to dine with them. He'd just be like, "Oh, hey, I sponsored this. You're welcome."
That's what I was about to say. Is he could come in and be like the official that waves his hand, cuts a ribbon, and says "good job," and becomes a hero.
She is going to nod and say, and this affair you can assure yourself you have the blessing of the Mencius Palace. We have no interest in participating. We only seek to keep peace in the port. What the populace thinks of us, she shakes her head and says, we don't concern ourselves with that.
We will raise a toast to Lord Mencius' health and the support he's given to the town. Thank you so much.
She nods, handing you guys the signed contract. I'm assuming one of you guys signed it.
I'll sign it.
We'll both sign it.
I'll sign it with both my names. I don't know which one to do.
Brubark, Waylo, question mark. Do you not know who you are? Yes! So...
Do you know who I am?
Yeah,
All right.
Are you my mother?
So Brubark and Regus, I'm assuming you guys are going back because they'll need a little bit of help to drag the remainder of this thing anywhere.
That's fine.
Alright. Malise and C's, once by the time you finish negotiating with this merchant, you get your payment and she's done carving it up. It's significantly lighter. You can roll it onto its back or, its rib cage. And for the most part, the four of you should be able to drag it easy peasy.
Okay, well, we gotta figure out where it's going next.
Back in.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm back in my normal half-orc shape, so I do not have as much strength. I'm 15 times 30, so 450, is that right?
Yeah. 480. So I'm gonna jump over to Tumbutu
Yes.
and XV. Alright, so you guys have been staying at a tavern near the docks known as the Charming Rogue. You've got a pretty good rapport there. Is that the first place you want to check, or is there somewhere
definitely.
else? Okay.
Here we have. So,
pull up my
that was named
notes
business one, so.
for the Charming Rogue. Alright, as always, the Charming Rogue is occupied with lots of people coming in and from the docks. This is it is a pretty nice tavern, despite most of the armed patrons here. And it's a pretty jovial celebration. There's a jovial environment going on here. Let's,
Was there a man or woman behind the bar?
Let's see. I don't think I ever rolled this bartender up in death. I'll roll a evens or odds. Evens, male, odds, female. Odds, it's a woman behind the bar.
Okay, Because me and her will have some sort of connection because how much I drank already at this bar. So,
Yeah. So I'll actually roll that on a percentage die. 76. All right. Timbuktu, you're going to be stepping into the charming rogue, and like naturally, you know, the as people are stepping in, the bartender's going to start pulling like cups off of the back rack, getting ready for your drink orders. Like, look, she double takes and sees Timbuktu. She doesn't reach for a cup. She reaches for one of the pony kegs and heaves it off. It's like, and puts it like down onto the bar as like you start approaching.
I got a deal that might be interesting for you.
And
yes, I do want the cake.
She's gonna raise a eyebrow, and you know what? I'm gonna give her a cork. She's only got one eyebrow, other one's singed off.
Okay. Me and my buddies slayed a giant lizard thing, whatever, and we need a place to cook it, and more of a celebratory, and we're pretty much throw a party. We're wondering if you're interested in possibly cooking it and putting it out there.
She's gonna nod and say, "You're supplying the meat. You're supplying the meat, and we have the patrons. But who's paying for the labor?"
I guess. I mean,
Never said that they had to not pay for the food.
yeah, the people who eat still have to pay, but it's more high-end food.
Roll me a persuasion check on that.
Yikers. That's all I'm saying right away.
Yikers, yeah. She'll think about it for a
Nice
second.
roll, though.
Yeah, she'll think about it and say, "All right, what you selling?"
Meat?
I heard some people in the world eat people. What type of meat you got?
Lizard type?
Maybe XV could say something to help out. Poor
Makes me
drunkard?
say something.
XV's gonna look over to Timbuktu, nod, and then look back at the barkeep. At which point, she'll shrug and say, these patrons all have their sea legs. They've got a stomach for it. If they vomit, they vomit.
Also, normally, what do you do with meat that comes in?
She's
Are you the one that chops it up yourself?
She's going to shake her head and say, "No, I buy from the butcher and the hunters." Oh wait, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. She buys from the fishmongers, because there is a guild of them in town. Yeah, she'll say, "I buy from the butcher and the fishmongers." But I mean, if it's just roasting, cut up a few chunks of it, put it over a fire.
Okay. I'm just wondering if you're interested. The rest of my team will probably bring it down here. We can talk more money and all that stuff. I'm not good with that. But can't take
She's
the alcohol.
she's gonna say, "I heard stories somebody was dragging a giant lizard through town. I'm assuming that's the one."
Yeah.
She's going to say, "Well, I'll have my staff cut and cook it. And you can have your celebration here, free of charge.
Okay. I slide a gold coin over for the alcohol and take it with me if I can.
Okay, you slide a gold coin over and give me 1 secondo on that. So I believe that is actually going to. Okay, yeah. I believe that is actually 5 gallons in a pony keg. So at that, she'll take the. No, you know what? I'm gonna roll you a percentage die. Okay, yeah. She'll take the gold coin and nod as you take the keg. And she's gonna say, "I want that keg back. I need to refill it."
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. We'll be back. Trust me.
A gold coin, she can make her own cake.
And I start heading back towards the butcher. I guess we'll meet in the middle if they're coming towards us.
All right. Tumbutu rejoins the party, and finally we will handle Seath. Seath, you. Oh wait, 82, 7.75 gallons. Okay, yeah. So you got away with a little bit of a deal on that. If you don't return the pony keg, she's pulling a dagger on you next time you come up. Okay, so I mean, yeah, you walked away with 4 silver in your favor, so it's fair. Zeeth, you head into the songs to the temple that is here. I know I named this something dealing with Amira's voice. It would help if I had my Soro Mangan notes out. For the purposes of, I think, what Zeeth would call it, he would just know of it as the temple in the songs. I can give you the name of it after the session or later during the session while I look through my notes. As far as people occupying this temple in the main chapel room, it is nightfall by the time you guys were able to get this creature back into it. Yeah, it was well into nightfall by the time you guys were able to get this creature back into the town. And at this point, all the people that have come and gone through this temple are dissipating. There are a few acolytes cleaning up the chapel. Otherwise, you are going to see the cleric you guys talked to before. The man who informed you about Tayden. Standing about talking to some of them and helping adjust flowers around the statue of Amira that stands in here.
Okay. I'm going to dust myself off a little bit. Thankfully, I'm not covered in lizard blood. And I'm gonna walk up to this. Write down. I thought I wrote down her name, but I guess it didn't save it.
Are you talking about the fan?
Yes, I thought I wrote it down.
It was Eno. E-N-O.
Okay, Eno. Yeah, I'll approach him, wave, and so yeah, good evening. I need to speak to a young lady named Eno, please. You staying here?
Walking up to the cleric, adjusting or fixing up the statue, he's going to turn and say, "You're with those lads that were looking for Tayden."
Yes, I'm with Paid in Blood. Yes.
I hear the ruby shadows called off their assassins on her.
Is that so?
Though it's only a temporary reprieve, we still can't allow her back inside of the temple. That said, I do appreciate the help you're able to offer her. Eno and Skimmy are here. Their companion, they're upstairs with their companion sleeping.
What time is it?
Oh, it's about. It's going to be about 7 o'clock.
Is it better?
He'll
Okay.
start leading you up the stairs, and to the quarters of the acolytes and the people that are in. I forget what the way houses they're called, of the quarters these churches have for people to come and stay in, and he'll knock on a chamber door. It opens, and in the room, you're going to see behind the door Eno, the young elf, sitting at the table reading by candlelight. You're going to see another older elven man and sleep on the bed, unconscious. Looking over, you see a dwarven woman.
Okay. Go ahead.
At that, just opens the door, and the man's going to speak up on the other side and say, "Who is it, Eno?" The cleric speaks up and says, "Just a visitor for your daughter. One of the gladiators that helped out Tayden." Eno is going to nod and say, I know who he is. Zeeth.
I didn't want to disturb your evening. I just wanted to drop this back off very quickly. Sorry we're late. We had a job come up that we had to take care of first. And I'll produce the assigned sketch from earlier.
As you give it to her, she's going to she's gonna clap excitedly for a moment, looking at it. It's oh, wow. And she's gonna say, "Well, will you be fighting in the arena again on 9th day?"
Absolutely. Actually, here soon. I don't have an exact time, but that job we took today produced about 2 tons of lizard that we need to get rid of. So we're going to be hosting a small feast, a barbecue, in the next few days. At one of the taverns. I'm sure the name will get out there, but if you were all interested, you could meet the rest of the team.
She's going to like nod, and before she can speak, the man at the table is going to close his book, looking back and up, and say, "You killed it?"
Mm-hmm.
He's going to shake his head and say, oh, "This isn't very good. I believe that thing was was summoned by some sort of eldritch spirit here."
Yeah, it was. It wasn't natural.
The natives of the island aren't going to be happy with that.
Well, the natives need to keep a tighter hold on their beasts. I mean, it killed people.
He's going to nod and just say, "To feast on its corpse? Suppose for any hunter that is normal, but there's an honor that's being besmirched here, and you might have to answer for it in blood."
Well, again, if you're saying that this thing is their pet, it's their own fault for letting it loose. And I mean, as I mentioned, good people died because of this thing. I don't think it's one thing just to hunt it out of sport, but any beast that, endangers, needlessly kills people should be put down.
He's going to nod and say, what was their name? Give me 1 second. DM loading. I just wrote this name down before the session. I don't know where I put it. So I'm going to rename these people, and he's going to... Oh, I remember the name. Lixotl. And he's going to... Yeah, Lixotl. He's going to say the Lixotl people live further up the island in the cliff faces north of town. They're a group of barbaric people worshipping totems, but that said, they've had an uneasiness with the Soromangan that has stretched centuries. How they were able to get that thing to attack the Orchids, I know not.
Well, there's just strange magic in the world.
It wasn't a pet of theirs. It was something they prayed to from the gods, and the gods unleashed it. That said, I dread to think what they might try and conjure up next.
Well,
we were paid to get that thing out of the Orchids, but in any case, I'll pay a visit to the people in the coming day to make sure relations are soothed over. That said, enjoy your celebrations.
Well, if that was what their gods conjured, they need to up their game a little bit. It gave us a little trouble, but it wasn't much of a challenge.
At which point he's going to laugh and say, "That's the difference between a mercenary and a gladiator. A mercenary celebrates the lack of a challenge."
Well, nobody got seriously injured, so I can laugh about it. If one of us had been seriously harmed or killed, then I wouldn't be laughing. But that's what my mother taught me. It's always funny unless someone gets really hurt, and then it's not funny. But we didn't want to cause any trouble. We just heard that there was a problem, and we wanted to, solve it while we're here.
Yeah, at that he nods and says, "Oh, they've been angry perpetually. Perhaps I can find another way to soothe over relations with them. We weren't drawn to this job for the money, but rather an interest in it."
Well, I don't understand the situation, but I'll be hopeful for your safety and your success.
All right.
Mostly your safety.
He's going to nod and say, "I'm not going to flay me or burn me at the stick. There's still people after all."
True. Well, I've taken up enough of your time. I hope we'll get to meet again at the celebration, and if not, we'll be looking forward to see you on Ninth Day.
He's going to nod. At that, Zeeth, you head back to the party?
Yes.
All right. The whole party is back together. You guys are able to drag this thing towards the dust port. Once you get it to the dust port, again, there's only so much meat left on this thing that is edible. The tavern keep from the Charming Rogue is going to send, what she can spare of her staff out here. They're going to start filleting pieces off of this, putting them on, sticks, pikes, and skewers, and bringing them into the kitchen.
I did tell the rest of the party that I didn't negotiate whether we have to pay her to fillet it or cook it or whatever. I'm not sure the exchange that we're doing here. All I know is that we have meat that needs to be cooked.
What is it to cook? That's a tool check, isn't it?
Cooking utensils if you've got them.
Or would it be otherwise?
It is a tool check.
Oh. I don't.
Let's see. I want some. Let's go with this. We'll go with all of these. There we go. All right. In a bit of time, this meat is going to be cooked. Skewers of it being sold in the tavern for a discounted price. People happy. every now and then a person's going to come by your guys' tables, or if you're up in your room, it's like, hey, paid in blood.
Hey!
Hey!
For the most part, it is a festive celebration for the evening.
Could I, literally being a bard, could I play let's see, what do I have? I have a guitar. I would like to play the guitar and make an actual performance check.
Okay.
I would like to perform also with them. Not very well, but I'll kind of dance with them.
Is that advantage?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey. Hey.
Never said I was very good at dancing.
Yeah, you guys are gonna go, and what are you doing? Just like strumming and producing music for the tavern?
I'm going to. It's a barbecue, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going
Yes.
to play guitar and sing some Elvish folk songs that I know.
These are Elven Waters.
All the way from Alien.
All right, yeah. As you start singing some of these songs, a couple people are going to look up and it's like, hey, hey.
Hey, finger guns. Hey,
Hey!
hey.
Smack the jukebox. And by the jukebox, I mean the bard.
Ouch.
Hey!
With the guitar. Hey.
Hey, this is how brawls happen. Otherwise, for the night, you guys are able to celebrate and relax into the evening. Later in the night, Eno comes, and for those of you, the group's able to meet their fan. Shows off like several different drawings, different fights she's seen in other arenas. Otherwise, we can jump into the 26th of Noble. The night is going to pass by. What is left of this creature is outside on the dock. By the time you guys wake up, just looking out your windows, there are just a host of birds picking at this
Whoa.
carcass.
Hang on a sec. Can we do one last dragging before the party really gets rolling?
Yeah,
And
we
take
will.
it to the tanner.
Okay, trying to get every bit of mileage you can out of this thing's.
Damn straight.
So
Today is a leg day. We're working out our legs, right?
I will allow you guys to drag what's left of this, but by the time the barbecue is in full motion, 90% of this creature's been used. Huge chunks of meat's been cut off of it. It's been filleted, dissected by the butcher.
What about the bones?
Well, yeah, I mean the bones are all there. So, you're going to be able to drag this thing to the tanner, but I mean you're not looking at a 4 tons worth of creature of hide to get out of this thing. At this point, you're looking at maybe like a cow's worth of creature of hide left that's usable.
That's still a good amount.
All right. Well, we get what we get.
Well,
What
here's
about taking the
thought-
bones
here's-
to like
here's the
a
thing.
weaponsmith or something?
I don't know if they could use it.
We could get a flag made out of this, a battle flag made out of the skin.
You can't make a flag out of reptile skin.
Yes, you can.
No,
You're not
necessarily
trying
a
hard
flag,
enough.
just like a
A
banner
good-sized
thing?
banner.
banner. Yes, there we go.
And stitching to be done on top. Through.
Oh, that's also a good thing to mention. I'm actually gonna talk to C's a second and said, hey, so found out
Hmm.
a little bit about our lizard friend here. Apparently, there's a bunch of barbarians up in the hills, and apparently they summoned and worship this thing.
Oops.
Or their god,
Barbarians?
the guards, they pray to their gods, and this god summoned it or something.
So, okay. I got two sets of gears turning on this one. One, the barbarian tribe up in the hill summoned this thing, probably because they were mad at the town for not being barbarians up in the hills. And we killed it, so they're probably mad about that.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay. The other one is a god sent its champion down from the hills and we killed it. That sounds awesome. The first one, not so much, but the second one, that sounds awesome.
The first one's the truth. The second one's what we're going to tell people.
They're both true to some extent.
Well, our big fan, right?
Yeah.
Her dad apparently has some rapport with them, and he's going to try to smooth things over.
I think the word that you're looking for there is rapport, and also.
I'm sorry, English, common isn't my first language.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
But so I don't know anything about these people, but kind of worries me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If their idea of diplomacy, because they don't like there's something they're cranky about with the town, is we're going to take over your orchards that you kind of depend on for a lot of things and kill a few people, I kind of don't give a shit.
Well, that's what I said. I said it was killing honest people.
Now, here's the other thing. If this is we like having a fleshy representation of our god or something like that, so we summon this thing to be our sort of pet mascot, something like that, they should have taken better care of it.
Well, that's what I said. And they said it's apparently I don't like I told them or it has something to do with their god. He didn't give me a lot of information about it, but I don't know. It's really odd.
Well,
something to be aware of, I guess, while we're here.
Yeah.
I kind of hope we don't leave a mess, but there again, it wasn't our call.
Right. Well, I mean, it is our call technically, but it's not like we had all that information beforehand.
Well, if it wasn't us, it was going to be someone else.
Ignorance is a terrible defense in such cases. Yeah, well, the thing is that if it was really, oh, hey, no, seriously, we need to let this thing eat all the mangoes it wants because it's the god's pet or whatever, that guy should have told the local lord so that he wasn't hiring Zen to go kill the thing to begin with.
Well,
or us, for that matter.
God needs to kind of up his game too, but
well, that too.
But maybe you should go let the.
And honestly, don't suggest that the gods up his game because pretty sure we don't want to see the next level stuff.
Well, we won't be here.
Well, that's fine. I don't want to see it anyways. But and neither does this town.
Yeah, I might go let the Lord know about it if he doesn't already know.
The other thing is, if it's a god doing this, they can probably just call up another one and tell it not to get into the orchards and everybody be happy. I guess. I don't know. They should be able to just do that, right?
I don't know. I haven't asked him yet.
Well, I haven't been one either, so how would I know?
Well, as a barbarian, I would have to say that I don't believe in most gods.
Well, I'm used. Look, where I came from, big scary things came out of the woods all the time. But
Yeah.
it
Well,
was,
and in the war I was built to fight, occasionally somebody would raise something really scary, or they'd bring some kind of siege engine, and the best thing you can do is smash the crap out of it, and leave some reminder of, by the way, we killed that thing too. Hang its skull on over your portcullis or something like that, and some
When my
kinds of
people were
undead don't
enslaved,
have morale, and some of them do. And if you can slow down some of them, that's a good thing.
well,
my people were enslaved by flame giant, like fire giants. I understand big scary things.
Oh, well, there you go. And you also, I'm sure, understand that if you're part of the slave uprising, you take their fiery whip or one of their skulls or whatever, and you make that your standard, and you show them, yeah, we killed one of you, and you're next, fucker.
We're getting there.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
I don't feel bad just because, like I said, we had. I don't know how many people died. Like half a dozen people died of this thing, but knowing our luck, it would be oh, we killed it, so now you're going to have barbarian tribes, screaming down the hillside.
Hey,
After
you're acting like we have bad luck. I think we have good luck generally.
Well,
I mean, we did that one thing. There's one guy to get around. Aside from Miss, I'm going to predict what happens next in your fate or whatever garbage that was. I think our luck has generally been pretty good. If nothing else, hey, we thought, oh, let's go kill this monster, and it was made out of meat and blood and things that you can kill. So I'm pretty happy about that. It wasn't made of like spectral energies or other annoying crap.
Well, I might just drop a note by them. Laura's saying that it was a totem thing, and I'm sure he'll know about the.
How about you suggest that the guy that knows everything that there is to know about it, at least on this side of the, borders of the city, goes and talks to the local lord about it? Because honestly, we're the grunts here. This is not our job. They said, could you kill the thing? We'll pay you money. We said, okay, we killed it.
Let them handle it. Huh?
Yeah, I think we should let them handle it.
Yeah.
I mean, if they decide, well, you killed that one thing, and now we have a bigger problem, and, we'll admit that we did something stupid, and we're going to pay you more to kill this other thing. I'm good with that.
Yeah. We're not here past ninth day, though.
Oh, I want to get out of town, don't get me wrong.
Well, speaking of ninth day, was that 3 days from now, Brandon?
Yes. Well, on the 26th.
Today's the 26th.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me explain some stuff. I thought this conversation was happening last night. So instead, you guys want to take this to the. You guys try and drag what's left of this to the tanner.
Yeah.
There's only about 5 yards of 5 square yards of leather it's able to, or of hide it's able to get off of here that's usable. For each of those square yards, they're willing to pay 5 silver pieces for.
Or we could use it and be really cool with matching belt.
If you want them to turn it into hide for you, you're going to have to pay them the tanning process.
Yeah, that's definitely a we have to pay them kind of situation.
Well, they're taking care of it down to the tanners. I will try and find a magic place to, that deals with magic weapons.
Okay, are you trying to get the item we discussed before the session?
Yeah.
Okay, you can effectively say throughout the night, you wander around the town and docks and spend your loot points appropriately. As far as this goes, give me a decision. Do you guys want these 5 square, or do you guys want the 25 silver for the 5 squares, or do you guys want to keep it and pay them to tan it for you?
What would it cost to tan it?
The inverse of that. They'll take the hide you provide. You pay them 25 silver, and they'll turn it into 5 square yards of hide.
I like that
If
idea.
no one else wants it, I will pay for it and do it all myself.
Okay.
I could look like a straight up snake looking dude.
All right. The scales from the creature are a fluorescent rainbow, or not fluorescent. They're multicolored, as it was a
Iridescent.
chameleon. Yeah, there we go. That one. When the process is done, let's see. It's only going to take them day to tan this. At which point they will, tell you come by tomorrow, and it will be done in 5. There's going to be 1 square yard of leather, but there's going to be 5 of them.
Do other people want it, or can I make claim to it and be the most shiny baller looking disco ball of all time?
I'd like one.
Yeah, do whatever you want with it.
All right.
I'll take a yard.
So
I want a battle standard.
5 silver from Z. Melise wants a battle standard from this. That's going to be 5 silver from Melise. There is 15 silver's worth of leather left. Does that all go to Brewbart? All right.
Going once, going twice.
15. What's up, Wesley?
So is this a tannery and leather worker, or is it just a tannery?
Yeah, he would just tan it and sell it as base goods.
Could I get, like, I guess very quickly, like, a square yard's a fair bit.
Yeah,
so I like getting a belt made out of this wouldn't be like any problem, right?
Yeah, out of this you could easily have a belt made out of this. A square yard is about 3 foot of.
So that's a lot.
Yeah, it's 9 square feet.
So like multiple belt. Okay, well I'll think about that later. Okay, I'll just put it.
I'll have a little bit extra, and when we actually go into this, I'm happy to throw some at you. How many silvers go into 1 gold?
10.
10.
So it's 1.5 gold for Brewbart. All right, so in the morning, you guys can pick that up. Effectively, just add it to your sheets now. Brewbark has 3 square yards of leather canvas. Zeeth has 1, and Melise has 1. Otherwise, the rest of the creature is picked away by carrion birds over the evening. And
So
it is
Chimera skin, isn't it?
Chimera. Yeah, in some senses, yes.
Cool.
It is
Chimera skin.
Yeah. It is not a chimera, as in the lion, griffin, fire-breathing thing, but it is a chimera in the sense of multiple creatures combined. It's more like a chameleon, lizard, gator thing.
Yeah.
All right. It is the 26th of Noble. You guys have the conversation between Zeeth and C's that transpired, after which the whole party is together. What do you guys want to do?
We're
Should
kinda
probably
gearing
start
up
by
for the competition.
we should probably start by divvying up our 90 gold. How many ways are we splitting that?
Plus the 200.
Oh, right. Okay.
Dividing that between all of us evenly. Is that probably a smart way? There's, what, 7 of us?
Yeah.
Okay, I can divide that up for you guys. You got
41.42 would be as exact even.
41 gold, 4 silver, 2 copper.
there. You go. Everybody can add 41 gold, 4 silver, and 2 copper to their sheet.
Hey, Brandon.
Yes.
We got what, 3 days to kick around, right?
That was today.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm finishing up the rest of, or C's finishing up the rest of extra padding,
Okay.
that modification.
All right. So C's is going to spend the I think at least 8 hours left of today crafting.
I thought it was 1 hour per iteration. It's per day. Yeah, 1 hour of work.
Okay. Okay.
But it's like I can only do 1 hour of it per day, and I do need to make a roll to see if I got it to work at the end.
Okay, that's cool.
What attribute should I use for that?
For crafting, let's go with dexterity, as I feel like you'd be fastening things onto yourself, and it would probably be work that involves the meticulous use of your hands.
You have to use intimidation to intimidate the armor onto you.
Get on!
All right. C's is going to spend the morning lay crafting. Does anyone want to do anything else before I fast forward?
That's super. I don't think I have it.
I want to go through the street doing kind of a performance and telling everyone to come out to South to support their favorite guild, Shade and Blood, and be a little bit over the top.
So we get paid in blood the Entertainers Guild.
Real quick, Jeff, on that crafting, it is 8 hours. It's the 8 hours that it takes 25 gold per day. The upgrade can be removed 1 hour.
Okay.
Work. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is going to take 8 hours to finish that, but it is fine. You are able to complete that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, Brewbark goes advertising the guild, and
I go help with that.
okay.
You go hype up the match. Pray to God we don't lose. Out of character, of course.
I want to see if I can go find a vial of some sort.
Sorry, I have to cut out early. I'll see you guys next session.
Okay. All right. Have a great
Have a
evening.
good one.
Thank you for showing up.
Yep.
Let's see. All right. So I am going to fast forward a little bit through this day. For Brewbark, go ahead and Brewbark or Z. Roll me a performance check. You guys can have advantage on it as one is.
I roll it.
as you guys
Yeah,
go
you should
through
probably
singing
roll it
through
from last time.
town.
Advantage, you said?
Yes.
Yay. Yeah. God.
God damn. All right. I'm gonna go with that.
What is this roll?
All right. Tumbutu is looking for a vial.
Yes.
You can purchase one easily from the various vendors in the town for the base price out of the player's handbook. A vial.
It's 1 gold.
Yeah. You can go ahead and add it to your inventory and subtract 1 gold from your sheet.
I'm actually going to buy 5.
Okay. As for Zeeth and Brubart, you guys are going to stir up quite the crowd that is excited for the arena match this coming 9th day, and a couple people are just like, oh man, we were going to see Corey, but we're going to go see Pain and Blood instead. Pain and Blood, oh my god.
WWE, not
Giving
A
signature
bunch of
Just
people
like
out on the
right.
streets chanting "Paid in blood,
Mhm.
paid in blood."
I'm gonna give as many signatures as people what
As far as people asking for signatures, I mean, after the thrilling display you guys gave, nobody's really asking for signatures, but there's going to be a couple people with weapons coming by and just asking, for a warrior's blessing on them. Just
Wait, wait.
What's a warrior's blessing?
Hold on a minute.
sounds very sexual.
No,
It does.
I'm like, they come by weapons, I'm like,
It's like, you guys are good at fighting, right? And it's like,
now hold on just a minute.
can this sword, they'll come by with like their named swords, weapons, spears, and other things. It's just like,
So while they're doing all this, Regis is going to be spending his day in the red light district.
doing what?
making
Trying
our
to
name
Catching diseases.
Oh, okay, fair. I'll roll you on. There's a table for downtime that I'll roll on a little later.
I thought you were going to say you're going to roll on the chart.
I do not use the book of sexual, etc.
No, I was just saying that the you called a bug chart.
Oh.
Not the chart.
Well, Regis is smart enough to know to go to the more well-off looking houses.
We don't have those in Ilderon. Ilderon's too wholesome.
There are brothels in Ilderon.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forget. Group A basically lived in one
Yeah, they did.
campaign.
And
Wait, what?
Group D lived in a brothel for a little bit, and Group 2.
Never mind.
This is why I put the PG-14 rating.
Avert your eyes, kids.
Yeah. Downtime activities. Haha. All right. Roll me a D100 OS and add your level to it.
Rip.
Okay, hang on. Oh, so
God damn.
Hope that's a
You
good
saw
thing.
everything.
Is that
plus my level is 5, so 99.
9.
oh,
All right.
Rob's gonna have fun with this one.
So let's see. For the day for Regis, Regis actually tries to go out carousing. And you are unable to. A couple people notice you from the celebration with the lizard. A couple people notice you from the arena. And as you keep trying to be able to relax, people keep challenging you to contests of strength or games of chance. And you make a small fortune, and you actually recoup your expenses for the time spent. And you gain 90 gold from each of these games you keep winning. Your carousing becomes the stuff of local legend. So, yeah, congratulations.
Are you saying I don't get to smash?
No, you don't get to smash, but you do make 96 gold.
That's more
like
than
every
you
time
make.
I'm about to step through the brothel door, some random.
Hey, aren't you that angry halfling from? It's like, yes, I am.
And
It's like, all right, I challenge.
in rage at them. They're like, you are that angry halfling.
Hey guys, get this! Gold. It's Regus over here. Come on, fight me! It's just Regus like, gosh.
And then after they say, fight me, he just unwillingly his hammer at them.
Brandon, we didn't make 90 gold from winning gladiator matches.
Well, maybe you guys should be professional gamblers. Anyways, though, that's going to take Regus the better part of the day.
Tried for 8 hours to get in the door.
Please.
That's amazing.
Alright. So let's see. That's going to leave Z, Brewbar, Timbuktu, and Malise.
I love it.
Alright, so as you guys are hyping up the fight for the arena, Malise, Brewbar, Z, and Timbuktu, you guys are going to get an approach as you are moving through town. And let's get to some more appropriate music for this. Moving into the afternoon of the day, towards the end of you guys rousing the town, the final person is like, you guys bless another sword and they start departing. Final person Zeeth is going to recognize as Skimmy, the father of Eno. He's going to approach Zeeth, and he looks a little crestfallen as he steps up. He's going to say, "Hail, paid in blood."
Hello.
I spoke with your companion last night about the hunt. I went out to the Sambi earlier, and after my travels and coming back to town, after speaking with the Lizardo people, I was able to come to some brief agreement. They are in discussions with Lord Mencius at the manor, but those discussions require your presence.
How so?
I said this might have to be answered with blood. They have a way of settling things in their tribe, but we have a way of settling things here in the port. They're demanding a spot or they're demanding the slot to put a team against you in the 9th day's arena match.
They let their beast rampage in crops and kill honest men, and they feel like they're somehow the victims here.
Well, the discussions are being negotiated. You are welcome to join them. The Den Mother has came down herself. Fleer, she's at the manor currently as we speak. That said, I wanted to warn you, as their kinsmen will likely be aiming for heads come 9th day.
Aim all they like. I'm gonna. Brubark's with me, right?
Brubark is with
Yes,
you.
I am.
I turn to Brubark. What do you think?
I think if the topic of blood being spilled is brought up, we should have the entire party with us. But if we can handle this without all the less or the less angry people, the better. So that's my 2 thoughts.
Well, we should probably go grab everybody else then.
I think that's not a bad idea.
What time of the day is it?
Still pretty early.
Yeah, at this time it is the late afternoon. If everybody was giving me actions that took 8 hours, this is towards the end of those 8-hour actions.
Do we want to grab everybody and then fast forward to the mansion then?
Yeah, if you guys wait on Seeds to finish up his enhancements, and Regus finally beats like the last person who was like in line to challenge him, starts stepping to the door, and then the whole party swings by. It's like, come on, Regus.
No, damn you all!
The party is reunited.
Yeah. I'm going to be wearing
They're
my
gonna have to they're dragging me kicking and screaming.
Okay, fine. I cast
I've got
Charm
hold
Person. Come on, let's go.
You're gonna have to drag me. No, you're dragging me kicking and screaming.
Not with
through
Charm
the
Person,
street.
I'm not.
No, Malise is going to grab Regus, and you guys head towards the manor. The whole
Forget, I'm stronger. Yeah.
The whole
I'm
party.
saying as for like
yeah.
flair and whatnot. I'm not saying.
Yeah, I understand. Awesome.
I'll stuff him in the bag of holding and then we can hit on.
All right, so the party is going to arrive outside of the Mencius Manor. On the courtyard, there are the group of elves that normally handle these business. Lord Mencius is out here too. Standing in the standing diametrically opposed to them, you see a group of half-orcs and orcs talking to these elves. They are dressed in different scaled armors. Among them, I don't have a picture for her this week, but among them is the Den Mother, who seems to be handling this negotiation. I will show you guys her portrait, but it's not like actually her. So,
Oh, nice beard for a lady.
yeah. You know what? In the future, she'll be a bearded lady.
Also, I guess it's fair to mention I'm wearing my Chimera skin belt.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't figured out what I'm gonna wear with it, but yeah.
As
Fight me.
as you guys approach, the woman is going to say, for hundreds, and this is a conversation between Mencius and Flair, and she's going to say, for hundreds of years, the agreement was you reap the bounty of the seas and we reap the bounty of the lands. You let your guilds go too far into the Samvi. And I don't need this. And Mencius is going to say, I didn't permit anybody to farm on your lands. All of our documents are accounted for. And as you guys approach, she looks and says, "They look. They wear the hide of the they wear the hide of Lizottle's chosen. It's a spit in our face."
At this point, I'll assume that we're now actually like standing right there.
Yes, you are.
I will produce the documentation that was given to us when we got paid for taking care of this, saying that Lord Mencius was threw money at us to take care of the issue.
She's going to look it over, and then hand it back to Lord Mencius. As he takes the document and reads it over and says, well, see, your problem isn't with me. See, I paid them here to go and handle part of the creature, just this little bit of extra gold, but the Farmers Guild produced the other 150 gold. I was content to let the creature stay there.
We were charged to take care of it by you, Lord Mencius. We tried to do it peacefully, and we were not able to do it peacefully. So we handled it the best way we could. We didn't know that this was a god creature. We came here to solve a problem and not have more lives shed.
Lord Mencius is going to say, I'm sure this can all be soothed over. Flair is going to say, your guilds inch closer and closer and closer to the Samvi. He's going to say, I will speak to the guild leaders. I'll ensure that their orchards don't extend past any of the lands they're supposed to be farming on. She's going to say, it's not enough. We want the blood of the farmers or the blood of the ones who slayed our guardian.
You had plenty of blood already. It was killing innocent people.
Didn't it? How many farmers did it kill?
Tarek is going to say 3, I believe. And she's going to say, how much of Lizottle's harvest have you taken? Tarek is going to exhale and say, you want blood? These individuals are gladiators. I believe our prior arrangement should suffice. Fight them in an arena, an open fight. Reclaim your honor, or settle this matter fairly if you lose.
What honor? You let your beast terrorize innocent people and you talk about honor.
She is going to look over and say, Lizaro's child terrorized only the greedy.
They were farmers. They were growing mangoes.
And
Don't sit there and pretend like it's just some beast, and it's supposed to. It's 3 lives against 1. I think the scales are already been more than balanced.
And you're talking about people that were... Didn't they plant these orchards? Weren't these things seedlings at some point? Maybe you should have said something then.
she's going to look at Terry and say, our ancestors' had an agreement. The seas are his, the lands are ours.
Is there some line on where the lands are yours, or is it just all
The
of it?
Samvi that they creep ever closer to. Tariq is going to say, I tax and permit lands that your orchards have grown over. And he is going to say, anything outside of my reach is not in. I don't keep patrols or jurisdiction over. Sometimes
so your beef is not with
causes,
him, according to him. It's just the farmers.
Yeah.
It's just anyone who has gone past that line.
She is going to nod and say,
so when they were
Lizaro's
saplings,
child-
did you talk to those people? Did you say you have planted saplings over the line?
So for C's, I will let that statement stand, but you
Okay.
are aware there was a point where the orchards changed from untamed or from tamed planted orchards to untamed wilds. And at the point where it was untamed wilds, those were kind of the areas that were where you saw this creature's tracks, and you guys started like going through like broken paths and things.
Oh, so they're actually going into like the jungle or whatever and harvesting mangoes there.
Yeah, you can assume that.
Okay.
And she is going to say,
I would like to retract the statement
Okay.
then and say they were going into
in the jungle. It wasn't.
because that thing was sitting on top of somebody's house, so clearly they built a house somewhere.
It's a barn or something.
Yeah, but was that in the wilds, or was that in the tamed orchard area?
Tariq is going to say some of the farmers and guild leaders like to find loopholes around my laws. For those, I promise repercussions.
For those who find loopholes, have the news. Heck.
I think they found some repercussions. They're dead.
Well, all right then. So everything's settled.
And she is going to say, but it's not settled. Lizaro's child's blood has been drawn and taken. The Sun Lounger is dead. For in our ranks is a new one who commands untold furies. While once only the land listened to us, now the seas do too. They will flee this town should you deny us retribution. Tariq is going to crunch his face and say, I really don't understand what you're talking about. Fleer is going to say, we found a witch who commands the waters themselves. Tariq is going to huff in her face of believe whatever stories in which you want. If you want revenge, you can enter and fight fairly in the arena. Otherwise, our business is settled here, Fleer.
Can I have a history check of when he starts talking about the witch? Anything that might jog memory?
Go for it.
Hot diggity dog.
You know what? You are thinking about it, Brewbart, and you've sailed these waters before. You can't remember exactly where it was. It might have been just a little bit north here, on maybe outside another island in the Tide Gate. Yeah, you remember that storm that destroyed your ship. You remember peeking out of the water. There was a single figure there with a trident, causing the storms and tempests. And it was enough of a moment that, like, when you got thrown into the oceans, you were just like swallowed by a swampy abyss. Well, some people think that, these creatures that, roam the inner sea are myths and fables. You're sure you've seen one before.
I'm going to, kind of shaken by this whole flashback, ask what's her name, Fleer?
Fleer?
I'm gonna ask if she commands it using a trident to kind of solidify this thought.
She is going to nod and says, a trident made of metal that can't be mined anywhere on the land. A bounty of minerals that comes only from the sea.
I'm going to Lord Mencius say that we should take this a little more seriously. I believe I may have been victim to this sea witch.
Lord Mencius will nod and say, so how about it then? You guys fight an exhibition match against the Lizardo to settle your personal grudges. I myself will talk to the Farmers Guild. I'll make sure that they pay heavily for the lands that they use outside of our jurisdiction. That said, summon no more horrors to attack those who call this settlement home. Fleer,
I think you're going to have to explain to them what exhibition match means, because that doesn't sound like what they're talking about.
Fleer is going to say, if we know these words just fine. If you are unwilling to pay with your blood, besmirching the honor of your champions in front of those who call you Lord will suffice.
Well, Matt, what happens if you lose too? Are you going to want more?
She is going to shake her head and say, if the greedy guilds are punished, and the Samdi is left alone, and we are unable to avenge Lizaro's child, then we will recede back to the other side of the Samdi. All will be fair as it was.
I don't see any issue with having a good old-fashioned exhibition. as long as everyone knows that we're not about to draw blood and kill one another.
No, we'll concede to an exhibition, but we're going to decide what it is here.
Lord Mencius is going to say it will be by the Fae Fallen's rules. 3 rounds, a honor duel, an honor duel, a display of talent, and finally a fight between guilds. Fleer is going to shake her head and say, "There will be no honor duel. There will be no display of talent. There will only be a fight of our clan versus their guild." Tariq is going to say,
How many
very
champions
well.
does Parkland have?
How many champions does what?
How many champions are going to be from Parkland?
Jean says we'll bring one to match each of you, and in those ranks will be myself. Tariq is going to clap and say, "I find this wonderfully acceptable. Now, if you will, please continue back to your hills." At which point, the orcs and half-orcs are going to turn and begin walking out of town. He's going to shake his head and say, "Dreadful lot those ones are."
I'm going to, even with Mencius there, I'm going to relay the last vision that I had, or memory that I had, of the sea witch that they kind of spoke of, and say that this really was a fearful thing that we should really be mindful of. We do not want to piss off the sea witch.
Well, it sounds like on this pathway we're not pissing off a sea witch, so yay for that, I guess.
Yeah. Lord Mencius is going to chuckle and say, "Sailors are a superstitious lot, and I've heard more stories come through this port than you can count. In any case, Fleer and her orcs Fleer and her clan have lived here for as long as my clan has settled this island. Every couple hundreds of years, there's an event, and we clash, but it soothes over, and when the next generation is born, relationships are born anew. With that, I look forward to your fight on 9th day.
Can't wait to get off this island.
All right. How about we end there for the night?
Okay.
I think that's pretty good.
All right.
One of these days we'll get to the fight.
Well, no, you guys are going to be fighting next session. I just want you guys to know who you're going to be fighting. All right. Let's do experience for tonight. Major plot experience. The Dungeon Master found a fight for you guys inside of the arena on 9th day. I was telling Wesley, I didn't expect you guys to stay here this long, and I had to think of a cool, interesting fight for this arena. Otherwise, I don't think any other story. Oh, Skimmy and Eno are tied to the dwarf that recognized. Skimmy and Eno are tied to the dwarf that recognized Brewbark, and Brewbark was a sailor who sailed not too far from this island. I mean, pirate
named Waylo. Pirate named Waylo. I almost want to change my name on my character.
Yeah, pirate, very potentially. Oh, so I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to give you guys 2 ticks of major experience and 1 tick of minor experience. So I'm going to say 1,000 experience for tonight, and all of the gold and rewards you guys got were of your own.
Can I also throw it out there that we pulled out the contract and was able to be like, yeah, this wasn't us just randomly going out.
Oh, no, I mean, it's very good you guys had that. And it, Tariq is essentially a politician, you know? He's just like, look, you're mad at me, but it's not my fault. Didn't you pay them to go kill that thing? Okay, so it might be a little bit my fault.
So they're going to be here for one more day, right? Essentially?
They live on this island, so they'll be back next day to fight you guys.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying we're going to be... It's not like the fight is today, the same day that...
Oh, yeah, you guys have a little bit of time. My plans... well, let's get your next session scheduled, and I'll tell you guys my plans afterwards. Your guys' next session's on the 26th.